This call is
Day.
being recorded.
We're in December, guys, and we want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to Wake Up to Akana. That's so inspiring to be able to say those words. Wake up to Akana. I'm Dr. Roz, VP of Communications, sitting in for our Chief Sales Officer, Phyllis Nash, this morning. I am privileged, always privileged, to be able to introduce to some, present to others. That's what we used to say in church. If you're here for the first time and you're brand new to Akana, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little bit about our CEO. This lady, you can't not stay focused and work hard when you're following in the footsteps of Melissa Boston. Melissa Boston, she brings over 29 years of experience in the direct sell industry. She had more than 15 years in corporate America. I mean, literally, she's a powerhouse. And she's been MVP of six of the eight companies that she's has ever worked for full time. She's built teams. She's coached more than 50,000 distributors in over 40 countries. So, do you understand that she is well qualified to take us into the international market? She's an author, she's a social media strategist, and she's got a proven track record of success and has helped numerous companies flourish. And that's why I'm so glad that she decided to do her own thing. And we are in the trenches with her. And she's also, let me add this, the director and the cheerleader of Team No Sleep. That's what they're doing right now. So, Melissa Boston, are you there?
I'm here, Dr. Roz. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I had to make sure I'm really on this call. You're right. It's been an exciting night. Oh my goodness. We have some rock stars, technically, we've been at the office and, but I really got to give credit where credit's due. So I'm going to give a shout out to the team. I know how I work and it's always one of those things where we love to, stay focused and stay on task. But we had some mavericks, Dr. Ross, last night. So I'm going to share a little bit about what happened, guys. So if you guys didn't join the party, okay, we literally had a party and there were people who came in and actually participated in this because guess what? We are pushing for goals, okay? And guess what? Maybe you're on the line today and you didn't reach your goals, but guess what? This is not the time to feel defeated because for some of you, it's not over. I'm going to repeat that. It's not over, right? So yes, we have some very exciting news to share. So stay tuned for that. I want to go ahead and jump right into the call and just first throw it back to you, Dr. Ross. I mean, I'm listening to you giving me this intro and welcoming all the callers to the line. First, we just have to thank you for how gracious you are, how humble you are. You are our VP of communications. You're helping all of us to stay on point, keeping everyone in the loop and the training that you do, the way you present this business like nobody else, okay? I tell you what, you are so valuable to the day-to-day operation of our brand and so instrumental in so much of our success. So just thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, Phyllis is getting some much needed rest, okay? I just left her at exactly 5:49 a.m., okay, when she drove off. I know Tracy got home probably about 5:09. I think that's when she called me to say she's home. But guys, it's been just an amazing last 24 hours because if you're talking about being in the delivery room, okay, and seeing a team push, and see a team refuse to stop. See, I know my capacity, right? I know how I work, but just to look at leaders, right? To look at some of our phenomenal VPs, right? Some of our operation managers, right? And just to realize that they don't have quit in them. They're fighting tooth and nail to make sure that all the packages get out. Everything that needed to get done is getting done. And I'm just filled right now with so much gratitude because it really shows me, guys, you have not only the right team, but a team that's going to fight for you to the end, just to ensure everything gets done. And so I'm telling you what, we have the best staff in showbiz. You can compare us and put our team up to any multi-billion-dollar company, and I would choose this team every single day. I mean, just the love, the support, the unity, the culture, and just how everyone's always willing to say, I want to roll up my sleeve and help in any way I can. And I'm telling you what, that's what our staff did, guys. Really went above and beyond just to ensure things were done. And so again, I'll get a little bit more into that. But also, too, I want to share, this is a very special day today for many of you who actually, had the pleasure and the honor of meeting our beloved TJ, Thomas Sewell V, who actually passed in 2021 unexpectedly. But his birthday is actually today. His birthday would have been today. And so today, I don't know if you know this, but the state of Illinois actually we actually worked with Dr. Pat on this, and we were able to declare today a state holiday. So this is actually TJ Day every December 4th. And so we are just so filled right now because we know what TJ meant to all of us. And really, when we think about how we started with Wakana and just the way that TJ went above and beyond to really serve our leaders, and just the stories that I would receive from some of the leaders who would come to the office, and no matter what was happening. I remember one lady said she was in the parking lot, she fell, and TJ just came running out the building to help her, and just his smile and the energy that he brought. And as we were working last night, it dawned on me, I said, oh my goodness, this is why we're all here together. This is why everyone refuses to leave. See, I'm usually like, let's work, but guess what? There's times I'm like, no, you got to go home. We got to get some sleep, you got to drive. I live right down the street. But people refuse to go, wanted to stay. They're like, no, we're not leaving until this is done. And it dawned on me, I said, oh my goodness, this is TJ Day. This is a holiday. And I think it's the aura and the essence of who TJ was, right? What he represented to each and every one of us probably somehow connected us in that moment to where we just saw the vision of what needed to be done this weekend to get things done, because TJ was always about getting it done, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. I mean, just what he did with compliance, how he really led the charge in so many ways, even the Wakana difference at the time. And so, again, my heart this morning is so full, and I just want to wish everyone, a happy Monday, and just to say again, good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you. And for those of you who might be listening new for the first time, the meaning of Akana means in the hands of God. Our mission, we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright. By offering the most life-changing products and an innovative business, we empower people to elevate to their full potential. Our vision is to elevate the well-being of your body and soul. And so what we want to just jump into today, because yes, there's some phenomenal news that we can talk about. Like officially, yes, we are over the 30,000 customer mark, right? In fact, just in the last 30 days, we've added over 500 brand new customers. And that's so exciting. We know many of that happened because of Black Friday. Many of our customers joined us on the 21-day and the 7-day cleanse, which is always exciting. But guess what? We know that right around the corner, there's a couple of trips coming up. One of them, it's too late to qualify, and that's the trip to Bahamas. But for those of you like Bernadine Kirkland and Frida McDuffie and Steve Stuckey and Moshi who all qualified for that trip, that's going to be a fabulous time. In Bahamas. In fact, it was so, somebody's on the unmuted. It was so exciting, just seeing that their ship is, ready. They have everything locked and loaded. But guess what? There's another trip coming. And that trip is to Dubai. Okay. And we know that some of our leaders have already qualified for it. In fact, we are working to crunch the numbers to see who all actually just recently slipped through the door. Because I don't know if you guys heard the word, but we've actually made it even easier for you to come with us to Dubai. We really wanted Dubai to be that trip where we just had a chance to fellowship and bond, with dozens of our distributors, dozens of our top leaders. And so we looked at this and said, you know what, let's open this up and let's allow people to actually achieve, their ability to get the invite. And then there'll be some credit. So you wouldn't win the full trip like the Diamonds. Okay. The Diamonds are going on an all expense paid trip with airfare, 5-star Sophie Hotel right there in Dubai. Okay. Just beautiful accommodations. They're going to have the ATVs and we're going to do the Camelback, right? So it's going to be amazing. But guess what? You can actually qualify to win parts of that trip with your CV, okay? And here's why this is the perfect time to do it. Normally, you would have to start from scratch here in December, but we're doing something unprecedented, okay? We believe that right now we are living in unprecedented times. And as a company, guess what? We also want to do things that really allow you to take your life, your business to the next level. And so, of course, we have our normal amnesty, okay? And that basically means, perhaps for whatever reason, you didn't get those orders in and you still have some customers who didn't get a chance to get that 30% off. Well, guess what? This is the last day of amnesty for your 30% discount. So any orders that have been pending, any customers that really wanted to get the cleanse, but they didn't get the cleanse, this is the day you want to go ahead and get them the cleanse, okay? Because there's 30% off. They're going to get only tonight through midnight. So that's one of the amnesties. But here's another way we're going to do amnesty this month, because we really want you to challenge yourself. We really want you to have that time now to really talk and work with your teams. I know it's been so busy. It's been so hectic. It's like nonstop, right? And when you think about time right now, time is moving at this hyper speed. It feels like you just can't get enough time. And so what we're going to do is actually a 2-week amnesty on qualification for your goals. And so how it's going to work is any order that you've placed, even if you're a part of our what we call hardship with our Akana Lifer, where you really want to do the Lifer, for whatever reason it didn't happen. Well, guess what? We're giving you amnesty even on the ability for you to plug into the Akana Lifer, okay? And so, yes, this is something we've decided to do because a lot of teams, they know how to reach out, right? And they reached out. We had a chance to do some team calls on Friday. We did several on Sunday. And really and then even on Saturday, oh my goodness, we had an amazing event. Phyllis Nash and Willie Mooney, oh my goodness, knocked it out the park with that amazing event we had, really catered towards bringing guests out for a phenomenal elevated experience party. I mean, they had it elevated to the hills, okay? They had someone there that did body contouring. There was a person, not only who was a chef, but who owned Chicago Raw. I mean, she came out, prepared food, and then she allowed people to sample the food, right? And so we know that there's so many things happening right now in the business, and there's a lot of excitement happening. But what was great about that event on Saturday, we had a chance to, again, have that huddle up with the leaders. And so you might not have had the opportunity to do a huddle up yet. And what is a huddle up? That's when you have a chance to ask those questions, to really understand what you may not know. And in doing that, it was just so amazing how many people really expressed, and in fact, the majority of the people have actually done the Lifer, and so that's great, but there's some of you who haven't done it yet. And it could be that you just hadn't been plugged in. And for some people, it's more of a hardship. Money's tight right now. And so we had a chance to have those huddle up calls where we had a chance to just have those transparent moments where people were able to express, that they really wanted it, but some people were experiencing that hardship. And so just know that we've paved the way for even the person out there saying, I'm in a hardship right now. How can I do this? And so what you're going to want to do is get with your upline diamond, because we've been talking with the upline diamonds. I know we had a great time here again on Saturday. I know with Gigi's group, we had a great time. Terry asked us to get on the line on Friday. And so you definitely want to get with your upline diamond so that you can get more details. But also, too, there's some other details that I want to give on the line now. Okay, so the amnesty is going to go all the way to December the 14th. That's the last day we can actually backdate it. And we're not automatically backdating anything because some of you are in a new month. And guess what? You're running with new goals this month, okay? And we want you to run with the new goals. I mean, we're already off to an epic start this month, okay? And if you want to keep with that momentum, great. But for some of you, you hit silver last month. You know, some of you hit bronze last month. I'm going to be naming some of the ones who qualified with CV, at least 500 CV or more, so that you can know where you stand. But at the end of the day, you're going to have the opportunity to decide if you want to get certain orders backdated so that you can take a part of this amnesty and reach a specific goal that perhaps you thought you had missed. You thought it was too late. And I really want to thank Denise and Terrence Hill right now. I mean, two of our amazing leaders out of New York. They're a part of the fabulous Bernadine Kirkland's team. She's one of our extraordinary diamonds, and they hit Ruby last year, you know, earned the trip to Las Vegas. And guess what? I mean, they are really building a fierce team, and we just had a chance to talk. And one of the things that I love when leaders share with you, you know, a lot of times we're so busy here, you know, working the day-to-day operations, we don't often see what you're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. And one of the ideas that Denise had that I thought was so epic, she says, you know, I was really hoping to get my lifer pack in time for me to actually go live on Facebook and to reveal it and to unveil it. And I thought that was really powerful. And so we said, you know what? She really is the reason why, you know, it was that conversation that sparked this idea of, you know what, why not give people who are in New York and some of these other states, they're not in Illinois, they don't have the ability just to come down to the office, pick up their packs right there, waiting and dependent on, guess what, products getting shipped and products arriving via the mail, okay? And so it's one of those moments in which we have the opportunity to allow you to almost do a mini do-over, okay, where you're gonna have a few more days to finish what you thought was impossible, and now we're making it possible. Because if you look at the word impossible, in the word it says, I'm possible. So guess what? It's possible for you to hit any goal that you set last month, but for whatever reason it didn't happen, guess what? It is not too late, and it's not over, okay? And so I'm excited to share that. But there's one last thing that I do want to share before I move on to giving you some more of what's coming down the pipeline. You know, one of the things that we've been hearing so much about, and I don't know if you've heard it as well, but you've heard about this drug called Ozempic, right? I mean, it's like a diabetic medication that people are actually using to lose weight. Now, here's the crazy thing about this, guys. Now, we're a holistic company. We're in the business of healing. We're in the business of helping people to become well. Well, guess what? Do you know that we're getting phone calls from companies, right, trying to tell us we could partner with them and sell the generic form of Ozempic? And I'm like, are you crazy, right? But here's what's happening, guys. This is something you need to hear about, and you want to make sure that you prepare your family and friends, because it's just kind of sad when you think about it. You know, I was able to do a lot of research and recognize that first and foremost, when you're talking about a drug, you're dealing with side effects. And some of the side effects are things like pancreatic cancer, right? They don't tell you that. Some of the side effects are things like thyroid cancer. They don't tell you that. Some of the side effects are having a gastrointestinal blockage. But what's happening is you're starting to see people who want a simple fix for their problems. And unfortunately, when you think about a pharmaceutical drug, a drug with heavy consequences, normally available by a prescription, but because of some loophole right now, because they're having trouble manufacturing it, the government did something where now anybody could sell Ozempic. And it's kind of scary if you think about it. It's basically putting individuals, right, in control of making choices that can be catastrophic. And when you think about the signs of the time, when you think about the fact that they don't want us to be well already, when you think about the fact that Ozempic is a drug that once you start taking it, in order to keep your results, you got to keep shooting that insulin inside of your body. As you're shooting insulin inside of your body, it's increasing constipation. It's causing things that could go wrong. And as you continue to do it long term, that's when you get to the catastrophic consequences, which they talk about the side effects, things like the cancer. And so here's the reality, guys. When you think about how people are super excited about Ozempic, right? I mean, you can go on TikTok and they're just sticking themselves with needles, not worried about the long-term consequences, not worried about the fact they've not fixed their body. They've just made themselves now addicted to a drug they're going to have to take for life to maintain the results. And as soon as they stop sticking themselves with the needle, they're going to gain the weight back. And here we have a flat belly solution. I just want y'all to hear me for a second. Do you know that on average, within a 3-month period on Ozempic, you're expected to lose about 15 pounds. So people are breaking their necks, right? Doing everything possible to go get a drug so that in 90 days, they can lose 15 pounds. And we have a 21-day program, a 7-day program that's holistic, that's all natural, that doesn't have these crazy catastrophic side effects, right? And I'm telling you this to tell you, when we made the shift from CBD, from cannabis, right, a $9 billion industry, to say it is our time, it is our season, we see this $8 trillion tsunami called the wellness industry coming, and guess what? The pharmaceutical industry see it too. And guess how now they're trying to capitalize on it, right? By putting drugs in the power of average people and even trying to get us as a network marketing company to sell these generic products. I mean, the audacity of them, right? And so that should tell you we are on to something so big. The only thing we're missing is enough people on the ground, enough boots on the ground to tell the story. Because if you think about every time you go out and tell the story, every time people come to our Zooms and every time they come to our events, we see 30, 40, sometimes 50, sometimes 100% of the people agree that they want to do what we do. And many of them go ahead and buy the product. And so you're in front of a massive opportunity with Flat Belly Lifestyle. As we've just made the pivot to Akana, you are here with us at the beginning of a shift that's going to revolutionize the weight loss industry because it's a holistic solution. And it's really the only solution. See, the solution has never been something made in a lab. The solution has never been a chemical. The solution has never been something made by man. It's a God-made solution, and it's found in the ground. And that's what we have with the Flat Belly Lifestyle. And that's why no matter where you ended up last month, if you didn't hit your goals, it doesn't matter. That's why you should have woke up and been so excited, because here's what you need to know. The best days for you are ahead of you. The best days for this company is ahead of us, right? And we have so much work to do so that we can help so many people who get so confused, because unfortunately, when you leave this type of product like Ozempic, which is the generic version, in the hands of the average consumer, they fail to do their due diligence. They don't read about the consequences. They don't read about the fact that it can cause you to back up your colon. We already know that colon cancer is going to be the leading cause of death for people between the ages of 20 and 49 years of age. And could it be that because they also know that a part of the trend is people turning to drugs to lose weight, they're going to make them constipated, right? And so just know that a lot of this is by design, but we are here with a divine solution. And the last point that I want to make as it relates to that is there's a gentleman who was hired by the top insurance companies in the world. And he was touted as the man who can predict about the time you're going to die. And you think, well, how is that? Only God knows when I'm going to die. And this guy agrees. He says he doesn't know the date, the time, and the hour. But what he says is the reason why insurance companies never lose, the reason why when you go get your life insurance, they don't lose. He says it's a science based on your lifestyle, based on how many medications you take, based on your age, based on your weight. He says within a matter of months, he says people like him come to these life insurance companies. They program it. They're called biohackers, and they're able to help life insurance companies never lose, which is why that's one of the biggest industries in the world, because they're betting on what? Us to die. And how do they know it? Because they know our habits. They have all the data. And the reality is this gentleman now decided to come on the other side. He said, you know what? Here's what frustrated me. He said, as I'm sitting there helping these insurance companies predict based on all the biometrics when someone's going to die, he started thinking, that man is 57 years young. Why can't you tell that man that we kind of know within a matter of months when he's probably going to die, just based on his health, based on the belly fat, based on the drugs he's taken, based on his lifestyle? We already know. And so the reality is this, guys, when you really think about it and you think about, no one has to call you and tell you about your weight, the issues you have. We know these things exist in us, but we never equated it to how much time we might have here on earth. And so what I'm here to tell you is such a time as this is the reason why we had to pivot, the reason why we had to move to blood type testing, the reason why we moved to the BioScan. And we are super excited about where we're at. We're super excited about where we're going. And we're super excited about that we are not in the business of helping people to die, but in the business of helping people to live and give them a quality of life and a product that you can feel good about, right? A product that's going to make people feel younger, feel better, that's going to nourish their cells, and to really help give you more data so that you can learn this business even better. Next weekend, we're having an Akana certification. It was supposed to happen this weekend, but due to Black Friday and all that happened, I know Sylvia sent out a notice that it's actually happening this coming Sunday. So you want to pack it out. Here's what's also happening on Sunday. If you're a Sagittarius, right, or if you're just someone who loves the Sagittarius. Now, TJ, our beloved TJ was the Sag of all Sages, right? This Sunday, inspired by Steve Stuckey, we're having a Sag birthday party, okay? So we're going to be celebrating all our Sagittariuses this Sunday at 5 o'clock. I know there's a flyer that's going to hit social media, so make sure you get plugged into that. And with that being said, I want to close it out by saying thank you to Tracy Bolton, to Dorothy Ellis, to Dr. Betty Smith, Chris Smith, Phyllis Nash, Steve Stuckey, Dominique. Oh my goodness, guys, we had just an amazing last 24 hours. We had a team that just refused to quit. They did everything and more to make sure we were meeting these deadlines. And so just again, thank you. And for all of you who've already qualified with your CV to at least hit bronze, you might not have yet earned the ticket to Dubai, but guess what? You've hit bronze. And so we want to salute all of our bronze qualifiers. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and read their names. Fatima Horn, Darlene Kemp, Anna and Kim Gallagher, Maddie Shannon Roberts, Extreme Freedom, which is Rochelle Marcella, Eric Morris. We have Granville Coleman. We have Tanya Thomas, Melody Cruz Barnes, Karen Wilson, Cherie Eppinger, Sherry Anderson, Carolyn Washington, Tanisha Perro, Dorothy Ellis, Yakima Palmer. We have Renee Miles. We also have Tammy Texeria, Dr. Erica Montgomery, Wellness Coach B, which is Beatrice Foster, Ernestine Davis, Gia Bankhead, Reba Dabney, Deborah Blackman Parrish, Gigi Harris, Tracy Bolton, Dr. Kimberly Smith Beautrieve and Phillip, Elizabeth Ann Thompson, Ann Mooney, and now for those who actually hit at the Sapphire level, I'm missing a sheet, but I know there's more. I know we have Michael Newsome, and let me see who else we might have. We have a whole stack of folks who did that. Let's see here. Looks like we're missing a sheet, so I don't have everyone's name, but I do know that Bernadine Kirkland has hit gold, which means she's actually earned an additional invite to Dubai, along with some cash vouchers on that as well. And now we have a few more that I just found the rest of the names, okay? We have Ma Mitchell, who's hit silver, and that's over 1,000 in CV. And of course, Michael Newsome is also at silver. Dr. Rashonda Conti, over 1,000 CV at silver. Marguerite Wright, Denise Hill, Diana Coleman, and then again, Bernadine Kirkland coming in at the gold, which is 2,500 in CV, okay? And so with that being said, wow, you're gonna have a chance to keep stacking up your CV. And I know some of you, when we come back on Monday, we're gonna be announcing you as a Dubai qualifier, okay? So guys, it's not over. Let's go push, okay? Team No Sleep is going to get a few hours of rest today, okay? But with that being said, we want to go ahead and join our Rebound with Akana with Dr. Raj. We want to make sure we tune into the Diamond Factory tomorrow with our phenomenal Phyllis Nash, our CSO. And guess what? All the different calls, you want to go to the app and get plugged in. And with that being said, we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top. Everyone have an Akana day.